Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update this channel daily. If you like this watch, see it and buy it on thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing the Laurent Ferrier Galet Regulateur, a design based on the Montre Ecole shape, effectively a wrist-borne image of the pocket watch built by Laurent Ferrier during his years as a student watchmaker. So it's his school watch translated into a more wearable wristwatch format for modern enthusiasts. Classical on the outside, bleeding edge high-tech on the inside. Let's talk about how it fits and then jump into the movement. 40 millimeters is the size of the case, and as you can see, it has the image of a pocket watch onto which lugs have been welded. If you wanted to measure this one lug to lug, it's a very friendly 47 millimeters across the wrist. Wear this watch on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters circumference with pride and confidence. Neither thick nor thin. It's 11.3 millimeters thick because of the complexity of the automatic dual direct impulse movement. So the timepiece 11.3, but with a generously sloped domed profile, easily sliding underneath any dress cuff or tight sleeve. The spacing between the lugs is 19 millimeters, which is rather classically inspired. The timepiece, part of a 2017 update of the now classic 2013 to present Laurent Ferrier Galet micro-rotor, features a movement that is very much in the image of that landmark timepiece. We can get a little bit closer, enjoy a bit more light. We'll jump to the dial after we talk about the movement, because I think this is where the interest lies for most of us. This is caliber Laurent Ferrier 22801. They've abolished the nomenclature FBN, which stood for the names of the Fabrique du Temps founders who created this movement along with Laurent Ferrier's company. So it was originally a collaborative effort with Fabrique du Temps, a Louis Vuitton company that was founded by the survivors of the B&B bankruptcy. You'll also note that the timepiece, 35 joules adjusted in a chronometer-like 6 positions, is chronometer accurate, and that's compounded by the unique escapement system used. Double direct impulse, so you have two escape wheels directing their energies against the balance directly, cutting out the conventional Swiss lever. So it's more efficient, and it's also going to preserve plenty of energy so that the 72-hour power reserve is possible in spite of the fact that this entire movement is less than 5 millimeters thick. You have a ratchet-based staff pivoting winding mass, so the micro-rotor using a jeweled staff and ratchets, traditionally configured and very, very smooth. That's the advantage of a jeweled staff. You will note that not only do you have that double direct impulse system with the two escape wheels, but they are constructed out of high-tech nickel phosphorus, and I believe they are Leica etched. There's also a silicon alternating lock that alternately locks each escape wheel while the other one acts on the balance. The balance beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and it is a free-sprung architecture with an overcoil hairspring, the better to take and hold a precise regulation on the wrist. That's the advantage of the free-sprung system, but also with the overcoil, the ability to resist positional or gravitationally induced timing deviation. You will note that there is a panoply, a vast array of finishing on this movement. You can see the ridged textured Côte de Genève, and you can see one side is darker and the other side lighter. That's the sign of a real ridged Côte de Genève laid down with an abrasive wheel rather than stamped. When I turn the watch flush to the camera, you begin to see the components that are mirror polished, such as the anglage on the edge of each bridge. You will note that not only do you have that mirrored edge, which is the real deal too, not a machined bevel, but there are no fewer, as I count, no fewer than 5 interior angles. You can see them inside the skeletonized half bridge for the balance, and also its center, right next to the center wheel, that adjacent sharp cleft. Finishing an interior angle is, along with black polish, of which this watch has plenty, the most difficult feat to achieve in manual watch finishing. Now, about black polish. Let me bring in a polishing cloth so I can show you the polished components of the movement. That which turns black as I rotate this watch through the camera, that is the technique known as poly noir. You'll see it on the bridge for the micro-rotor, the half bridge for the balance, as well as the screw heads, even the assembly that alternates between winding and disengagement for the actual driving of the crown wheel and the ratchet wheel and the turning of the barrel. This is all black polished metal. The timepiece features a tight and even perlage across its base plate, and you will note that there is an engine-turned rotor in solid gold. No expense spared. This is as good as it gets in terms of engineering and finish in the modern era. Flip it all over. Let's talk about the dial. Regulator style, based on the mother clocks used in vintage watchmaking atelier to serve as the reference point for setting watches. Railroad style track outboard, assegai spear style minutes hand. Kissing the edge of that track, you'll note the track is printed in black, but the quarter Arabics are in blue, as is the script regulateur. Beautifully balanced, cruciform symmetry, script balancing script, dial balancing dial, sunken and snailed nickel-colored sub-registers for hours and seconds, respectively, white gold hands, and you will note that there is a little bit of a dish as well as a guilloche cut to those sub-registers and a glorious Patek 5235G style metallic satin grain finish that runs north-south. Sensational, right down to its vintage-inspired onion-style crown. This is the Galet Regulator. See it and own it on the watch box.